Hi, my name is Sarah from Lux Molds, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this circle and diamond tile using our circle and diamond tile mold. Looks like this. It's made out of 100% polyurethane rubber. It's really strong and durable, and it can last you for up to 1,000 uses if taken care of and stored properly. For our other supplies, we are going to need some type of mold release agent, 2 buckets, one for mixing our main ingredients, and then another one for measuring out the cement, a small shovel, and this works well for scooping our cement and also mixing our cement if we don't have an electric mixer. However, I do recommend getting a drill mixing attachment. This works really well for the size of batches that we do in our molds. But if you're making multiple batches, let's say more than 2, I would definitely recommend something a little bit more heavy duty, like this steering wheel mixer. And then we're also going to need a scale, one that measures out in grams. And then we're going to need some PPE, so some gloves to protect our skin, and then also a mask, especially if you're not working in a well-ventilated area. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be wearing this just so you can hear me a little bit better, but I am outside and there's a lot of airflow. And then for our main ingredients, we are going to have 4 different ones. The first one is Cement All Rapid Set. We're going to have water, of course. And then an optional one is some type of pigment for coloring our concrete. This can come in powder form or liquid form. And then also some super plasticizer. What this does is allows us to reduce the amount of water in our cement mixture, but still not sacrifice the flowability, the workability of it, and it makes our tiles a whole lot stronger. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with our tutorial. The first thing we're going to do is take our scale. We're going to place our main mixing bucket on it. Make sure it's in grams, and then we're going to go ahead and zero out that weight, just so we don't get our bucket weight. Then we are going to add our water, and for this recipe, our water is 302 grams. So we're going to go ahead and pour this in here. All right, I over poured a little, take some out. We really want to make sure that this is as accurate as possible so we get the perfect consistency, because we want it to be as strong as possible, but we still want it to be very workable. Okay, there's 302. And the next thing we're going to add is our plasticizer. So we're going to add this, and it's going to be 20 grams. That's 1% of the cement weight, if you're curious. This is going to be in 20 grams, and I'm going to sprinkle it all around to try to avoid some clumping. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and give it a mix. And I did not clear out my scale, so I did 322 grams. I just added 20 to that 302, but it makes it easier if you do clear out your scale to 0. Okay, once you have that mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and place this back on the scale. I'm going to clear out my scale to 0, and then I'm going to add my coloring. So I can add 2 to 5% of the cement weight for coloring. So the max coloring that I would do is 100 grams. And I think I'm going to do a little bit less since I don't want such a strong color this time. So instead of 100, I think I'm going to go for 75. You know what, maybe even 50. All right, just trying out 50. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Okay, once that is all mixed up and the color looks cohesive, we're going to go ahead and take our cement bucket and we're going to place it on our scale. And we're just going to clear out that scale to 0. And for this recipe, our cement is 2,012 grams. So we're going to go ahead and measure that out. Okay, now we have that measured. Now before we mix these two ingredients together, because you do only have 15 minutes once it mixes together to get it in your mold before it starts to set, so I'm going to go ahead and get my mold ready. So I'm just going to pull it over here. And I do have my mold setting on a board. This just allows me to move it before it's dry. So with my mold release spray, I'm just going to spray it on generously. Of course, it allows us to get our tiles out easily, but it also helps protect the mold. Okay, once I have that sprayed, I'm going to go ahead and start my mixing process. So I'm going to pour a little bit of cement in while I'm mixing and continue to do that. If you're mixing by hand, I would recommend pouring a little bit of cement in, mixing it, pouring a little cement in, mixing it until all the cement is in your bucket and it's mixed up really well. Okay, so when your ingredients are mixed up really well, you should have this milkshake-like consistency. So not too watery, but definitely very pourable. Once you have that, we're just going to go ahead and slowly pour this into our molds. It's better to underfill than to overfill, because we can always go back and fill it up. If we overfill, we might be cleaning up some mess. Okay, so once you have that poured into your mold, you're going to go ahead and tap. You're just going to tap your mold to release any trapped air bubbles. You can also kind of pick up the mold, give it a little drop. Now, if you really wanted to release all of these bubbles, you can get a concrete vibrating table. Works amazing, but they are pretty pricey. So I find that this method works pretty well. You can also get an orbital sander or something that vibrates and put it on the board or the mold itself, and that will help release those air bubbles as well. Okay, so once we have vibrated most of the little bubbles out, we are going to let this set for 2 to 3 hours depending on your climate. So for mine, it's pretty hot and dry right now. So I will see you back in about 2 hours to demold these tiles. Okay, it's been about 2 hours and now we're going to go ahead and demold them. Start here. That one literally just slipped out. Wow, look how beautiful that is. Still a little warm, so it's been a little under 2 hours, but it's definitely strong enough to demold. So there you have it, your diamond and circle tiles. This would be absolutely gorgeous on a floor. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial of the circle and diamond concrete tiles, and I hope it gives you the confidence to dive into your own project and to make these beautiful, handmade, authentic, strong, luxurious tiles. So if you like that video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be putting out more videos just like this one. And of course, the PDF recipe is linked down below, as well as the supplies and the links to those supplies. And if you have any questions at all, please comment below. I would love to answer those for you.